Heritable, one must be in the honor of one's mothers and fathers. This is why nationality is important, not just here in the world. But this is also why the Europeans here took our nationality and put brands on us and start teaching the Negro preachers to tell us they were Afrocentric identity.
Green Finch! What up, what up, what up, what up? Feeling this one. I know you'll be feeling this one. Iron Sheep, not that one. Moorish MC. As a slave, you know from where you came had a name. Ancestral estate claim, blacks always refrain. They don't want to be Muslim or study Islam. Crack a hippie on the wall got me asking who's this man, cause he don't look like burnt brass from Revelations. Solomon said he was black but belonged to a nation. So don't bring that, it don't matter when we speak. Martin told you he wouldn't make it in the mountaintop speech. El Haj told you about Necro and Negro. Blacks didn't found shit, nigga. Humble your ego. Take some time to study, learn for once. Two continent named people are minors and think like a dunce. Cunts. No matter what they do or what they say, they won't see nationality the order of the day. So they stay begging for rights, calling people racist, claiming all themselves but don't know the basics. No matter what they do or what they say, they won't see nationality the order of the day. So they stay begging for rights, calling people racist, claiming all themselves but don't know the basics. Inquisition, you punks. Pope Francis used his authority to denounce the Catholic Christian doctrine of discovery, ended the statute of ultravires, revealed the hidden oath of the lawyer vampire, shutting down the squires and de facto empires. Got my Drew Ali shield walking through the fires of the Sodom and Gomorrah, modern day Rome, burning down to the ground, revealing my ancestral home. Northwest of Mexham, the Moors are back, enforcing the American Constitution, not the corporate acts or statutes or ordinances. Use will, no praying like mantis. From within is the rise of Lemuria and Atlantis. No matter what they do or what they say, they won't see nationality the order of the day. So they stay begging for rights, calling people racist, claiming all themselves but don't know the basics. No matter what they do or what they say, they won't see nationality the order of the day. So they stay begging for rights, calling people racist, claiming all themselves but don't know the basics.
But this is also why the Europeans here took our nationality and put brands on us and start teaching the Negro preachers to tell us they were Afrocentric identities. So our people are walking around calling themselves Negro, black, and colored and feeling free to do that, not knowing that it makes them non-descendable. And when you give them the law facts, they think you're competing with the schools of thought, would have nothing to do with anything that's on the discussion. It is legal status.
Say, damn, Pharaoh, why is it important that that's spelled with a K? Because a lot of the times, when you see a Quran, it got a Q on it. A modern day Quran got a Q. Now the Q, all right, is the English transversion of the letter K, all right? And the word Quran spelled with the K is Turkish. It's not English, it's Turkish, okay? And it's connected, all right, to the Middle East in that sector of Freemasonry. And so, now let me prove my point before I go in. Let me prove my point before I go in. Because when you spell Quran with a Q, it's in English. When you spell it with a K, it's in Turkish. Coming from the Ottoman Turks, who were defeated in 1919, which is the same goddamn year that the Quran was completed. And the Ottoman Turks are Slavic Europeans. Now let me show y'all, give y'all an example before I go in. Here is the Moorish Science Temple's version of the Holy Quran. You see it got a K in it. Okay? You see it got a K in it. Now let me share my screen again.
No. Remember what he said. Keep in mind what he said. Q is the English. K is pre the Q version. So if Noble Ali said, return to the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers, which included him, that's why he would spell Quran with a K. The reason why the Quran for the Moorish Science Temple of America is spelt with a K is because we are supposed to return to the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. So our holy book is not going to say Q. Now, what is it about this holy book that it includes the 18 years of Jesus' life that is not in the Holy Bible, which the so-called Masons would be saying is their holy book? So if he's exposing the fact that there's 18 years of Jesus' life that's not in the Masonic version, or not in the European styled holy book called the Bible, then obviously he can't be a Mason. Obviously Masons never taught him. Obviously Masons have nothing to do with Noble Drew Ali, because he's revealing a secret by putting out the 18 years of Jesus' life, which is why Noble Drew Ali told the Moors, I've took all the secrets off of secret organizations, because he wasn't a Mason, because Masons keep secrets. And he put the Quran out for everybody to have, so anybody could get on this. Remember, there was African groups that had Qurans. There was Qurans of Moorish Science Temple we're talking about. There was Nuwapians that have a Quran of the Moorish Science Temple. So don't be fooled by people trying to slick this Noble Drew Ali and slick this your nationality and birthrights under the guise of they're dealing with somebody else, and then just throw Moors in there to try to lump everything together. Don't fall for the everything is lumped together. Right? Don't fall for it. Because these are the same people who are going to tell you about, you know, Farrakhan works for the European and he made you spend all this finance to go to some march, justice or else, and you never got nothing out of it. Well, these are the same people who are going to set up their GoFundMe or whatever and ask you for $2 million. What you get out of that? All I see is them have new rings and new chains and new shoes and new t-shirts, new banner in the back all the time. But I'm not seeing anything happening with the people as far as that $2 million that they're asking for. How come? Like, why is it that as soon as we start talking Moorish, there's a problem? As soon as we start talking about Moors, there's a problem. Why can't people just not bring up Moors? They could have did their 2-hour whatever without bringing in Moorish Science Temple of America or bringing in Noble Drew Ali. Why do they have to bring that up for? It's irrelevant to the conversation. Videos called Nation of Islam made a pact with KKK in 1965 and is a Masonic organization. What does that have to do with Moorish Science Temple of America? What does that have to do with the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America? What does that have to do with Noble Drew Ali? The Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America is spelled with a K. Nation of Islam doesn't use the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. So why is it being brought up? Moorish Science Temple of America has nothing to do with Masonic organizations. Because they wear a fez, that means that there's Masons over here. A fez is before Freemasonry. There's Easter Island statues with fezzes on. There's totem poles of indigenous people in the Americas with fezzes on. That those indigenous people in the Americas been around before some Freemasons. There's indigenous pictures of natives of America with fezzes on. There's granite, stone with fezzes on. There's carvings from the continent with fezzes on. Ghanaians, Nigerians, Igbo chiefs wear fezzes. They have nothing to do with Freemasonry.
Let me share my screen again because I'm about to go in on y'all ass. So you see the more science temples version of the Quran got a K. And then when you come over here to the actual lessons, okay? Hold on. When you come to the actual lessons of the Nation of Islam, you see it also got a K. All right? What that say?
What that says is that obviously Nation of Islam learned from Moral Science Temple. But they're never going to bring that up, you know, because these people are in their campaign to throw anything out there to make you think that you have nothing to do with Moors, Moors have nothing to do with you, those people are the sellouts, A, B, C, E, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, R, X, Q. Stop being fooled by these self-proclaimed scholars who weren't around 10 years ago. Where was this guy 10 years ago? Putting it out there. What was he doing? Bet you he was doing some nigger stuff. And just like back in the day, you know, people get some locks and then now everybody's looking at them like they're Rastafarian. You know Rastafarian. He just has dreadlocks. How does that mean you're conscious because you have dreadlocks? How does that mean you know something? Stop being fooled by these people. They're robbing you of your birthright. Right? Again, he's using Moral Science Temple of America book that has a K. And then going to Nation of Islam teachings, 1 to 40, Lost Found Muslim lesson number 2, and saying that, well, they said K. Now in Nation of Islam, they might be saying Holy Quran, but they're not talking about Moorish Quran because they said K. They're talking about Q Quran. But they just say it in the original as a K, which is what they should be doing. That has nothing to do with anything. Why wouldn't they say Quran with a K? Even if they're holding the one with the Q. Why wouldn't they say K? Why wouldn't they write it K? Because they were taught by Noble Drew Ali to return to their ancient foremothers and forefathers mindset. That's why they said K. That has nothing to do with the KKK pact or whatever. And because KKK have a Quran, that means that Quran comes from KKK? What kind of backwards study and thinking is that? How's KKK? You talking about pact with KKK. Not that they didn't make a pact with the KKK or whatever, because even El Hajj told you that they met. But Garvey also met with them. You guys rep Garvey though. You guys don't talk BS about Garvey, but he met with the KKK. How come there's no pact between the KKK and Garvey? And Garvey said out of his own mouth that he backed the KKK before he backed anybody else. Because at least the KKK is honest with him that they don't like him. Huh? What do you say? You don't want to hear any talking. Because you guys rep Garvey. You guys don't call Garvey sellout. Well, he met with the KKK. How come you guys don't talk about Garvey meeting with the KKK? How come there's not a pact between Marcus Garvey and the KKK? Garvey said Islam. Garvey chilled with Deuce Muhammad Ali, who wore a fez. But you guys not going to throw Garvey under the bus. But you'll throw Noble Drew Ali under the bus. You'll throw Nation of Islam and all these other people under the bus. Just because you know that they learned from Noble Drew Ali, which is why they have the power that they have today, because they implemented Noble Drew Ali's program to the T. I remember power is an illusion, so they don't really have anything. You know, they're just making people spin their wheels. They just have their people running through the revolving door and not getting out of the revolving. They just stay revolving all the time. Watch these people. They're out here to play you. out of your birthright.
Say, who made the Holy Quran? It's spelled with a K. It's not spelled with a Q. Okay? Now, why is this important? Why is this important? When you come over here, okay, and you go to Farrakhan, you see Farrakhan holding the Quran in his hand. Now, when you go look up the exact Quran he was holding, it got a Q in it. It got a Q in it. Now, follow me, family. Pay the fuck attention right here. Pay the fuck attention. Because right now you're saying, well, Pharaoh, they just changed the letter. That's not really important. That's very important. Because when you do the research on language and who's doing these translations, it takes you right to the source. Now, let's jump into this motherfucker like Power Rangers. Okay?
Like, really? That's his best line? Let's jump into this like Power Rangers. Don't forget, Power Rangers was a good show. Power Rangers sucks. Power Rangers sucks. It's not a good show. It's not a good movie or nothing. That's where he's going though. These are the decipherers and the decoders that y'all listen to. These people. Straight lying to you. Straight telling you BS to have you abandon your birthright. Remember, this individual went to certain people to go get status correction done and all that. You think these people are not applying the teachings of the Moors to their life? Status correction is a Moorish thing. Keep that in mind. Not using the name that you were born with that's on the birth certificate and saying you're a different name and all that type of stuff, that's declaration. That's proclamation. That's Noble Drew Ali's teachings, because he's the only one that taught our people to do that. And remember, don't bring up any of these groups that you see today, because all of them got their lessons from Noble Drew Ali as well. That you're not Negro, black, colored, you're Moors. You're the Aboriginal indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere and the Eastern Hemisphere. When you start studying for yourself, instead of allowing these individuals to speak for you, you will realize at that point. At that point, you'll realize. Right? At that point, you'll realize. Until you start studying for yourself, you're going to keep going around in the revolving door to nowhere. You're going to keep spinning your wheels, going nowhere. You're going to keep being led to water and then putting your lips down to drink, and there's no water there. Stop letting these people play you out your birthrights and go study for yourself. YouTube can't teach you. YouTube scholars can't teach you. All they're supposed to do is give you a reference point for you to go study. Do not consider that these people are in your best interest when they're telling you, give us 2 million. We need 2 million from the community so we can get the work done. Don't fall for it. They're playing you. Islam.
And once we find our nationality and serve that nationality, we'll do for ourselves what needs to be done.
Keep thinking it's games, you already know these beasts kill you on camera, leave you niggas dead in the streets. You're still handcuffed and bloody, but no 911 calls. Bystander effect in full effect, so watching with y'all, mind blowing. Watching my people holding up traffic of innocent people. My people need to get their ass kicked. Marching and picketing is most cowardice and funkified, while dead bodies just multiply. Sisters killed in their cell. You claim it's hell, you raised and burned down your own community, not one police station. You love pork chops, but I see no police bacon. And when it comes to revolution, most of y'all are faking.
All ethnic groups in this country understand they got a nationality. because you answer to such stupid words like
Black lives don't matter, but you still claim black. Rather film someone get choked out but won't choke back. And the one that uploads first face charges trumped up. What you think will happen when President Trump's up? More killing and murders of stateless herds. Hoods are concentration camps now, ghettos are burbs. Gun stores short on ammo, they're melting down church bells. Blacks seek shelter in temples where God doesn't dwell. That's why a foreigner can walk in and shoot up your service. Praying to invisible gods give you the curses. You pray to relinquish, that's none of my business. I suggest you nationalize with the quickness. I suggest you study law, stop with the bitch shit. In your face I see them spray the pepperish liquid, then pouring white milk on your face. I thought that milk was the devil. Some weapons drown the noise level. Poise you rebel.
because you answer to such stupid words like Negro and color and black. You have
The
no
point that I'm
nationality.
making, blacks are mistaken. Call them highwaymen, not cracker pigs or bacon. Taking your tax dollars and riot gear, they relaxing. Cause in a black status, don't even think about a class action. Don't even think about rights being respected without getting injected. I see you infected. Then the same ones that violate the laws you re-elected. Your vote matters more than black lives, feel disrespected. Control the Negroes, looks tested and perfected. That's why about being black I'm skeptic and left it. My people are tripping, walking with arms like panthers who got nowhere in the 60s, so that's not the answer. And black leader, race war instigator puppets teach kill those who killed us as justice. But have they ever killed? I think not. If they did, it's hearsay, nobody to show. Yellow envelope, money in escrow, accounts overseas, not in democracies, living hypocrisies. It's all de jure mockeries, bureaucracies, vampiric, but most can't hear it. It's only the attitude, the regalia is not clan spirit. Until my people wake up, your struggle for rights continue, and your children organs end up on the elite menu. You love text but delete the messages, more send you with no status. You're in the jurisdiction and venue of the same beast system you attempt to defeat. Only as Moors will you get them on the heels of their feet. Of the same beast system you attempt to defeat. Only as Moors will you get them on the heels of your feet.
The name of a people must relate them instantaneously to land, history, and culture. And anytime you call a people by their right name, anytime you call a people, name a people, and fail to relate them back to land, history, and culture, you have called them out of their name. There's no black land or black holder. There's nothing wrong with the word black. Nothing wrong with it at all. Only it doesn't relate to a country. The name of every people in the world relate to country. And once you think instantaneously of land, you think of nationality.